Bleach chapter 672. And as expected, the triple threat attack, didn't do jack shit on Gerald, because what we see in this chapter is that his body is completely frozen, and because of that attack, it crumbles down, and he turns into snowflakes pretty much. But in the next second, he starts reforming, and by the time he's reforming, none of our captains, Hitsugaya, Kuchiki, and Zaraki, none of them have the strength to actually fight him right now. They are on their last legs. One leg is in grave, and one leg is literally hanging there, looking at this guy having another upgrade. This is not a good situation for these guys. But that is least, and I mean least of their concerns. This chapter finally makes us go face to face to those two fights that were set like at least 10 chapters ago. They come back to Uryu and Hashwald's fight, where they show Uryu is pretty much beaten up like anything. He's injured, he's bleeding, and he's on his last leg as well. On the other hand, Hashwald is doing very well. I mean, he has absolutely no injuries, and I actually did thought that this will happen, but kind of didn't really thought that he would get beaten up that bad without even putting a fight. You know, that is pretty remarkable to show that Hashwald isn't just someone who should be taken lightly. Also, he does says one thing. He says that his Majesty's powers are better in combat if he uses them, or something like that, which kind of confused me. Is it that he can use his Yuha's ability in combat more better than Yuha, or is it the fact that Yuha isn't really a good fighter to begin with, and Hashwald is just better in combat in general? I don't know, but I guess it might be a translation issue as well. I mean, it could be. Uh, Anyways, so by the time this fight is going on the other hand, Ichigo meets up with Yuha, and when he meets up to Yuha, morning comes up. The sun rises, and Yuha gets his power back. I mean, to all the time that Ichigo had, these few hours or these few minutes were essential for him to reach to his destination, and he failed to get there when it was dark, when he was sleeping, and I'm pretty sure that that is going to bite his ass. Yeah, and I don't know how is this going to proceed, because are we going to go back to the uh, Gerald Valkyrie versus the three captains fight, or are we going to go to the Hashwald versus Uryu fight, which by the way is still on cliffhanger, because Uryu is, like I said, on his last leg, and Hashwald kind of does some kind of an attack on him, and then we just cut to Ichigo, and what we see is, and of course, are we going to continue with Ichigo and Yuha? That's what my concern is right now. Which storyline, which fight are we going to proceed in the next chapter? Also, one more thing: when Ichigo arrived, Yuha called him my dark son, which is okay. First of all, this isn't the first time where Yuha has called him his son. I mean, because he knew that Ichigo was half Quincy, he called him his son back when he first saw him. When he, get to know that he has Quincy blood in him. His um, uh, when he sees the his veins, his blue vein. When he sees that, he gets to know that, oh yeah, he is probably a Quincy as well. So he calls him my son, and that kind of confused me. But then it was clarified, like, okay, every Quincy has an element or an essence of Yuha bark in him. So the whole sun part I can understand, but dark sun, that kind of intrigues me. Is it because Ichigo has his hollow abilities in him, or Shinigami abilities in him? Because Shinigami kind of wear black, and you know his hollow powers are kind of goes into the dark side, if you can understand what I'm saying. As well as the fact that his Getsuga Tensho and his Bankai is basically black in color when in his Bankai. So, is he indicating that, or is he pointing out at something which is more than what we have already seen? You know, or is he just generally saying that, okay, I mean, his attire is black and his demeanor is black and his attack itself is black? So that kind of is a bit interesting. Anyways, what do you guys think about this chapter? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and see ya till next time.